Last week, we opened with the first production meeting for Rainfall Productions. The girls discussed their possible future endeavors while no boys were allowed, which really meant Ash, Julius, Hunk, and Banksy were not allowed. After that, a trip was made. A mission was made, I should say, to the wooden planet to talk to the dragon that Ash and Julius had met back in Squad Sigma to see if it could help them. On arrival, it was discovered that the dragon was not there, and through a bit of discussion and mind reading, they were able to find its location. On arrival, they were greeted by the sight of dozens of dragon eggs in a stasis fields, and a dead dragon. Ash and Julius, along with Lorelai's guards, were sent to deactivate this field, only for Ash and Julius to get ambushed by Tewaz. After effortlessly dispatching Ash, he was driven away by Julius, who was able to tap into Mushin form. After this was done and they had returned home, and more discussions happened, the Rainfalls would go and take turns kissing in front of SIS before being called into Lorelei, where Julius was given his promotion to captain rank. After this celebration, the Rainfalls would leave to go to Niagara Falls, then camping. Ash would remain on the station and have nice discussions, and a dinner at Tommy's with the rest of the family. Meanwhile, the Rainfalls, after a wonderful day out, went camping where Hunk would propose to Davine, and I believe that's everything.
Yep, that's it. So we kick off this week's session. We're down in the mobile suit bay, Integra and Suletta, to celebrate Julius's promotion and all of his hard work. We've gotten him the last pieces of his Escalade for Pequod. They are putting on the final touches. Almost done with it. Banksy's down here with Memrian reading her book in his arms, watching for Pequod, because nobody knows where she's going to turn up. Julius, you're in the driver's seat. Zap is underneath, and Towns is working under the hood. Go.
I mean, it seems pretty good. Any other touches? He sticks his head out of the window. Zap, we all good down there?
Zap's gonna slide out from under one of those little carts they ride on when they go under the cars. You know how damn expensive this thing's gonna be?
Oh, damn expensive. We made a top-of-the-line Escalade. Probably not factory model code or whatever it's called, but we made one, so it's damn expensive.
Blaze sticks up his finger, arm around Ash. I would like to give it the first test drive as well, in space, just to test it.
Nope. Sorry to say, it's all Pequod's.
Better me to get jettisoned into the vacuum of space than her, sire. Think about it. I can survive.
Yeah, that's not too bad of an idea. Not saying your work isn't good, but still untested, you know.
Towns under the hood, probably a good idea.
He leans back in his seat and then back forward at Blaze. You know, you're way smarter than me.
Yes! He fist pumps into the air.
I'm sure nothing will happen. I mean, we have, one of the most brilliant mechanics to ever live working on it with you, Julius, but better safe than sorry, right, Zap?
Seal and safety is fine. I've tested the interior. You just don't want to drive it. And he goes back under the carriage of the SUV, and Blaze shrugged.
I never said that.
Blaze, it's a astounding piece of machinery.
Yeah, I mean, Escalade, Tommy, whoever it was, they did real well on this one.
Blaze, how did Escalades become so expensive? I personally am a fan of them, but in all my years, they were never this expensive. In fact, there was a time they were economy class, believe it or not.
It was Malcolm.
Towns, why do you have to ask? Working under the hood of the car.
Malcolm developed a rapper persona. Various ones, but the big one that caused this was MM Cool M, where he would ride around in his pimped out Escalade, trying to look hard for the, according to him, homies.
Zap slides out from under. And then Tommy done put some idiot in charge of Cadillac. I forget his name, but he didn't know what he was doing for like the first 8 months. So goes back on.
Saint Guillotine. That's who Tommy put in charge. I think you've met him.
Ah, your guardian angel. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me and my kid's guardian angel. Saint Guillotine, I'm sure Integra will show you some of the Time magazine front covers, but he got attempted assassination like 30 times in the span of those 8 months.
Blaze and his arch nemesis was a teenage girl, from my understanding.
Yeah.
One of many, yes. He seems to be impressive in that his arch nemeses so far are his insane cursed son, his insane cursed former wife, and a teenage girl. So he's got quite the rogues gallery.
Towns, the umpire mask and the pipe and the robe, that's all his get up. Blaze, I see. Holy artifacts. Right.
Yes, his words, not mine. Apparently during the first Melee Civil War, he was tasked by God to kill his son.
Okay.
What, Blaze? Is there something you're not understanding?
A great deal of things I'm not understanding, sire. He looks at Julius in the driver's seat of the car. The man seems questionable at best. I would question the validity of these claims.
Well, his son, we can vouch for, was cursed in some way. He survived a direct blast from Lazuli.
Towns, go ahead, Zap. Zap comes out from under the hood of the car and starts playing the clip of the menace deflating after getting hit with the pipe. Ah! That's his son.
Yes. The domestic menace is what Saint Guillotine called him.
And they'd been battling for hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yes, according to them, they are both pre-Calamity War.
Towns, I'm pretty sure one of the Spartan kids said they went to high school with Irish.
Huh.
When we were on the deer hunting trip.
Oh, you're right. Then I don't know who to believe in this regard. Tommy vouches for him, but who knows?
Zap, it's true. I remember news reports at the time from a long time ago.
So did he just go back to high school?
Yeah. Dude, he was living at his grandmother's house. Something like that. There was all these investigative docu-pieces on it back in the day. Slides back up.
Huh.
Towns, Julius, is the AC working now?
He leans over and turns the AC on.
It's working. What about the heated seats?
He presses some of the buttons to turn on heated seats.
Works like a charm.
Hot damn, Towns, you're a mastermind. He turns them off.
Should have been an electrician. Blaze chuckled.
Good pay and you don't get shot at, I suppose.
True.
But you're stuck with us, Mr. SIS.
No complaints here. Zap from under the car. Who would complain when they get to touch Sasha's ass? Towns, whatever. Just keeps working.
You need your meds again, Zap?
I'm fine. I took them a couple minutes ago.
Alright, just making sure.
We got some beautiful women round here, Ash. It ain't my fault.
We do have very beautiful women in the apartment.
Yep,
Some
we
of the
do.
most beautiful.
And once you give this to her, one of the most happy.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Happy wife, happy life, Julie.
Yes, sir, that's the saying.
Words to live by.
Especially if you get her pregnant again and she done start walking around like a wrecking ball.
Julius covers his mouth and has to hide a chuckle.
You should have seen her, Blaze, that gigantic stomach.
Twins.
Yeah, she was pregnant with the twins, so her hormones were a bit higher than the first pregnancy, from what I heard.
Blaze, that makes sense. It's perfectly understandable.
Mhm.
Terrifying to think about.
Oh, I swear there was a point where I don't even remember what it was, but I swear I remember a point of her yelling your name so loud I heard it on a different ring of Gateway.
That might have just been your imagination. She did scream my name a lot during that time.
Who can blame her? Hormones and life. Wonderful combination.
Towns, well, she doesn't scream your name anymore unless, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Although from what I've unpleasantly heard, it would appear she calls you by different titles now instead of your name during those activities.
Yeah, she does.
Yes.
You got your ear up to the door when they're doing the deed there, Ash? Zap.
No.
Maybe you need some meat.
No, but it's pretty odd not to hear it when they're inside the Verti. Oh, I'm sorry, Lovebird.
That reminds me, I gotta do a maintenance check on that thing. The hydraulics were spent, Pequod said. It goes back under.
Oh, good.
Julius just laughs.
Some things never change. Blaze putting his finger.
No, they don't. It's a shame that we don't have Thomas around to be constantly doing pit stops on the Verti anymore.
Well, I used to hide down. Did you ever get down to the pool in Major Lasley's bunker?
Yeah, one time while Jiren was training us.
I used to hide down there to get away from the noise.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. More lively in that bunker. More lively than it ever was.
Or will be.
Fair point. Today is the day.
Yeah.
Friday to Friday. General Lorelei enjoys ruining people's weekends, sires.
Some people's.
Unless, of course, your name isn't Rainfall.
Yes, you guys are gonna have a grand weekend. Get some heavy work to do today.
Town's taking the kid away.
I can drop going if you need me to be there for you, Ash.
No, you have Rainfall weekend. Go be with them. The General should be there to my understanding, and Auntie Soletta will be there. I'll be alright.
Blaze, and thankfully the child will be removed from the premise.
Yeah.
It's for the best. For him. Just a shame she did it to all of us, and him.
Blaze nods his head as we shift up here. And the girls are in the gym. You can take a good look around the map. Not here. Boop. You can take a good look around the map, see where people are, while Pequod, Nightfall, Sasha holding Laz Jr., Davine, and Icy are talking about movies. And Pequod is looking Davine right in the eye. And, okay, Davine, tell me the truth. Is there any chance we can get them to reproduce the Golden Kernels?
No. Just
we hire real actors and just poly, and go from there.
I think that's what we would have to do. I mean, you can go ahead and say Golden Kernels to even Scar, and he wouldn't be too happy to hear it.
Sasha will call Scar in on her wrist computer, comes to the door. What can I do for... Put that the fuck away! I don't care whose daughter you are, or how scary Julius is. He'd agree with me. As Pequod laughs and puts it... Scar slams the door and goes this way.
I told you.
Pequod, what the hell was that all about? I mean, not the reaction, just... Well, why would he... Of everything he did, that is the most off the wall. Icy, I agree. It was strange.
Well, he had run out of ideas at that point to, try and impress me. He had done everything, the wrestling, the movies, the documentaries, anything to try to get my attention. So eventually he was going through his wrist computer and he saw the Golden Girls and he said, "Ah, Golden Colonels." And then he made Julius, Ash, and Scar dress up in drag with him and reenact one of the episodes.
I see. We haven't seen the episode. Was it actually good?
I actually enjoyed it.
Sasha almost spit takes on her water bottle.
It was the only thing that I ever really enjoyed that Malcolm produced.
We need to have a girls' night and just watch it. Pequod speaking. I'd like to see it personally.
Oh, I would love to see it, and it would have to be a girls' night. I don't think any of the boys would like watching it.
Sasha, I mean, we could watch it now, but I guess we have business to attend to. I see. Right. Okay. So, the Ash was telling me some of the history behind Saint Guillotine and John. Or wait, who again? Pequod. That's the Menace. John is the Saint. I see. Right. Do you want to make a Melee Civil War trilogy movie?
She taps her bottom lip for a second. I mean, it would work. We would have to rewrite some things, of course, but it would definitely work. I would love to make a John Kevin movie.
Pequod, or we could do a documentary piece on the Saint and just do interviews and revisit the grand battle sites and make a lot of money off of it. Whatever you'd like. It probably not a bad idea if you get your chops in all different types of cinematography and filmmaking. Documentary director, action movie director, drama director, you name it.
I would agree with that. Would it not be difficult to get people who were actually there to speak about the first Melee Civil War, though, for interviews?
I see. Well, lucky for us, there was 86 Melee Civil Wars. So we could just pick the 86th one?
Yes, and then we can even have Julius and Ash and Ceres, you, everyone who was there at the ending of it and during it. We could just have them talk about it too.
I see. I still have the combat footage from when the Saint deflated the Menace.
Oh, God. I mean, would it be okay if we put that in the documentary?
Since it looks almost fake, I think we'd be fine. We'd probably get a PG-13, right?
Well, then it will have to be PG-13.
Pequod, well, glad that one's off the table. Puts the photo away. So we'll documentary. Yeah, documentary.
Yes, I would like to try to branch out a bit further than just action movies or anything of the sort.
Just because it's a documentary doesn't mean Hunk can't be shirtless in the documentary. Pequod speaking up.
That is true, and she gestures towards Pequod. And I'm sure the General and you would agree, Julius would have to be shirtless too.
I see. Well, Julius would have to give an interview, as well as Ash, considering the fact that they helped defeat the Menace after hundreds of years. And Dad, being their dads, would have to give an interview saying how proud he is. And you know, those lights they use on film sets really, really produce a lot of heat. Make you sweat.
Yes, they would. And she starts rubbing one of her cheeks.
Blushing? I see speaks.
No, I'm not. She looks away.
Pequod, just think about it. During the interview, he can have Soul straddled off his hip. Carter in the other arm. Laz, I don't know. Yeah, she's old enough. Looks back at Leslie. She can be piggyback riding on him or in one of those chest harnesses.
Davian just lets out a long breath and starts fanning herself.
What about you, Davine? Sasha looks over at her. If other people's kids being handled by the man make you that hot, what about you two want to have a kid?
We've talked about it, and we would like to have a child together. Yes.
Good idea, Sasha nods.
Davy nods. Boy or girl, I think I'm ready to have another one, and try again, I think is the right word for it.
Pequod, yeah, another sibling. Yeah, I would actually like to see you guys have a child myself.
Davy nods at Pequod.
It'd be good for both of you.
I think
And in a few hours, that potential child you have will have a sibling.
Yes. I had somewhat forgotten about that.
I see, the day of days.
The day to end all days, one might say.
Oh, Pequod groaned. They're sending Ash down.
Oh. Well, if there's anyone on our squad who would be able to calm her down or distract her long enough, it would be him.
General Lorelai's going with them. I see looking at Davine and Suletta.
Oh,
Bunch
okay.
of Spartans.
Oh, thank God. He won't die.
Sasha, no, he'll be okay. Trust me. Might be awkward for him though.
Oh, I'm sure it will be. I feel awkward, just a tiny bit awkward now, just thinking about it.
Sasha, well, military getting involved in civilian matters is definitely strange, but can't say I wouldn't rather see baby Julius here. So
Yes, I'll probably start call the baby Julius JJ or something like that to avoid confusion.
JJ, cool J. I see.
Oh, yes, JJ Cool J. We can even tell Tommy we named Julius Jr. after JJ.
Good idea.
Yes. So, what time is that going to be happening?
Oh, I see groans. Pequod looks at a wrist computer. A few hours from now, as the gym door opens and Hunk comes in with ice cream. Can I come into this meeting or should I stay out?
Davian looks at the two girls. You should be fine. We're done with the meeting.
I see he brought ice cream. That's good enough for me. And Hunk's gonna start handing out ice cream to all the girls. Gives one to Davine. He even brought one for Nightfall.
Thank you, dear. And she'll give him a kiss.
A sweet rice ice cream. I see. Oh, nice! And starts eating it incredibly quickly. Hunk gets from my hometown.
Oh, your hometown?
Yep, sweet treat favorite. Yep, from Puerto Rico, which is where we're going to be going for the weekend.
Yes, I'm a bit nervous, weirdly, but excited.
Oh, trust me, my parents will love you. They will love you. I think they're just going to be more shocked I actually brought somebody home that I'm married to, instead of them just thinking I was pretending.
Davine lets out a chuckle and gives him another kiss on the cheek.
He'll kiss her back. The meeting's over. He looks there's a window here. He looks out the window towards this area where the elevator is to the armory, and then he looks down to Davine as Pequod's scarfing down her ice cream. Everybody else eating it nice and slow. And Hunk mouths to Davine, keep her busy.
Davine's eyebrows raise, and then she nods subtly.
Hunk's I'm gonna go into the kitchen, see if anybody wants anything to eat, since Julius is, Pequod, hearing Julius's name, looks up. Where is Julius? Hunk. Talking to General, gotta go.
I had asked him to pick up a scarf, a new one for Hunk.
Pequod,
I-
oh.
His least favorite color is purple, and I know he wears it because he loves me and all, but I sort of feel bad about it.
Pequod, well, that's understandable. I only got him his least favorite to test, basically. You know.
Oh, trust me, I understand.
Icy snickering to herself, Sasha licking her spoon. Icy pulls this up on her wrist. Pequod, no backstory on the Majestic, huh?
Davine starts to laugh. He really hated Ash's past.
Sasha, yeah. What I wouldn't give for the council to at least attempt to resurrect him so I could shoot him.
Oh, you and me both.
Well, I'd say you have first dibs, as well as Ash and Julius.
Oh, I'd gratefully pass on my right to you. I think you could do more damage with your rifle than I could my swords.
It did make those cult dudes explode into a shower of mist. I see. That was pretty cool.
I saw the combat footage from Julius's perspective. It was a little terrifying, to be honest. At least to someone like me.
Pequod licking her spoon. I need to ask something. How many Icy? Just huh? Remember back when we were in the Headhunters and you were putting in all the requests for Ash and Julius? And Icy nods and shrugs. How many requests had to be put in for Julius's captain promotion? Icy, 1. Sasha, 1 from each of us. Pequod, no shit. And just keeps eating her ice cream.
Davine smiles and nods to herself. My boy really has grown up.
Icy, he has. And Sasha, and he's got leadership. There's a lot of people who get promoted that develop leadership qualities after they're promoted. Julius, I think, always had it. Just didn't want to indulge it.
Davine shrugs. I think he's always been like that. Having leadership skills, never wanting to indulge in them, or never feeling confident to indulge in them. I don't know. He has always been like that, though.
Nightfall, when did you notice them then? And Sasha, after the raptor mission, believe it or not, I jumped off a cliff with a dinosaur. Don't ever do that, by the way, Nightfall, who starts chuckling. But after I jumped off the cliff, Julius ran back across the bridge to get Pequod. Didn't matter what was in front of him, how many raptors were in the tree line, encroaching on them. That's when I knew. But it took a while to get there.
Davine chuckles. I remember him telling that story.
Pequod, oh yeah, raptor bait. That was a fun day.
Well, he said all he could think of was the beautiful girl across from him that he couldn't bear the thought of losing.
And we actually had our first kiss that day, as poor Ash was face down in some type of man-made lake in the middle of the stupid Max Tech complex.
No shit.
Yeah, Ash blew up the Maelstrom jammer device thing and went flying back into the lake as me and Julius were sucking face. Sasha, I can attest to this. I was partially conscious at the time.
Davine starts to laugh and she takes a bite of her ice cream.
Icy, that was a good mission. I wasn't there, but pretty fun. Pequod, it wasn't fun at all. Icy, but it showed that Julius and Ash could handle extreme circumstances. Pequod, true. Very true. And then there was the Space Hunter that I single-handedly defeated, Davy. I'll have you know.
Davine's eyes immediately narrow, and she looks over at Icy.
Icy, you mean the one Julius and Ash defeated, finishing her ice cream. Pequod, well, I intimidated it, and look, to this day, they've never returned to our planet, Davy. Earth, that is. So, as far as you know, looks at Davine, lets her finish.
As far as we know.
Icy puts her hand up for a high five from Davine.
He high fives her.
Pequod, They haven't returned. I know. Finishing her ice cream. Because I say so. They haven't returned. Hmm?
Oh, yes, ma'am. She shakes her head and chuckles. Are there any other headhunter stories that I should know about?
I see. There was a time we met and we took on the Shrike. That was fun.
The Shrike.
Scary metal robot.
Oh, was it large?
Very large, very as Pequod. I have access to the. It's classified, but whatever. Starts pulling up footage. Very big, very scary. It's when Hunk and me first met Julius and Ash. Let's see. Looking at the wrist computer. And see, I used to summon little ghosts of Hunk. And the thing ran into it because it was stupid.
Davine starts to laugh. You should do that sometime. Just make fun of Hunk or distract someone as she finishes her ice cream.
That's not a bad idea. Imagine that freaky black armored dude getting chased by a bunch of Hunk ghosts.
She starts to laugh. Even I would be scared if a bunch of tiny mini hunks started chasing after me.
Nightfall or Tawaz. And Sasha, I think Tawaz. Just make mini Julius's. I think that will do the trick. And she snorts. Well, laugh.
Mini Julius's and mini Nicole's running after him.
Nightfall, what about mini Arnakis? And you see Pequod shiver as the hairs on her arms stand. Oh god, that sounds like a horror movie.
That would be enough to scare the thing behind the black hole.
I see a valid strategy. I think I can summon quite a few of them and just send it towards the hole. Sasha, desperate last-ditch effort plan. How about that?
Yes, last ditch effort.
Shrike fight was fun. I don't know. What does Ash always call those things? Void champions. I think Dad fought a void champion. Ash carried me down the stairs. I called him a pervert. It was great. Or elevated.
You called Ash a pervert?
Yes.
Davine covers her mouth to hide her laughter.
I see. People always say Julius was immature. I think I was probably more immature than Julius. At least he had discipline from basic training. I never had to do basic.
Davine shrugs. Well, you grew up a bit faster than him, so I think that's why people say that. Plus, you were younger at this time, and she points to the screen, which shows a young Icy.
Very true, I was. It was a cool fight. Got to see Ash and Julius. It was the first time I ever pumped Julius up, actually.
Oh, yeah? And that became like your, she puts up quotations, signature move back in the day?
She nods her head. Still my signature move to this day. Pump Julius up and just let him do the work. Sasha, it's a good plan. A very good plan.
Davy nods. Did work on those cultists.
Worked on Jiren.
Yes, it did. I was also shown by Integra, actually, some of the EarthGov footage of the EarthGov games.
Yes?
You also kicked his ass then. It seems to be a favored pastime of my children.
Well, Jiren was cool for a while, I'll admit. After the games, and he worked alongside my old Alpha 9 a lot. Pequod, yeah, and he proved that looks can be very deceiving.
That he did. That he did.
I see, look at it this way. He'll never walk again. Oh.
You paralyzed him?
Julius paralyzed him.
Good boy. Good boy.
I just merely pumped Julius up. Why should I throw fists? He's better at it.
So is that why you just pump him up to avoid legal incrimination?
I see. No, because when you pump Julius up, bad guys die.
Oh, fair. Very fair.
Bad guys die, people run away screaming. It's always worked. And it always will work, I think. Sasha, yeah, Julius, she's rubbing her chin. Julius is a strange case. There's not a lot of fighters like him, or X-Laz, whatever. But his battlefield awareness has always been incredibly high for somebody who's right. I can't even. I see, knee deep in the mud. Sasha, yeah, good way to describe it.
Davy nods. That's something that I tried to teach him. I'm glad it took hold, at least.
Sasha, well, you did an excellent job because I think people have a misconception about snipers that the main role of a sniper is to provide intelligence, but and information, I should say. But in our case, the main role of a sniper in our squad is surgical precision shooting, since we're usually the ones, unfortunately, walking into the ambushes. So having somebody that can call the right shots really helps because I see, and she makes a hole with her finger. This is what I see through the majority of the time, not the big picture, because I have to see through this.
She nods. That makes sense, actually. I never thought of it that way.
I mean, I have time to scan and make my decisions, but if somebody can just call the shots and dictates what needs to be done, it makes my job 1,000 times easier. Whether my rifle blows people to red mist or not. I see nod.
Davy nods, and that's what Julius provided in that fight.
Nightfall, and probably why he got promoted, among other things, right? Sasha, exactly, yeah. Really don't think our request. I think he was gonna get promoted anyway, honestly. Our request just expedited the process, if you will.
Davy smiles and looks down at her lap and chuckles to herself.
I also told Lorelai he can beat Tewaz for sure. We have limited footage to go off of with Tewaz, but what we do have, because Ash is meticulous, is when Ash fought him, and yeah, I see he was toying with Ash. Ash can't hear us from up here.
He was. Well, that makes sense. He seemed, from the one time I met him, a braggadocious fella.
Sasha, he was toying with Ash, shot Ash's spine, but I saw Julius fight the flaming guy, and that's where my mind was made up.
Is the man on fire just as dangerous as Taywalls?
Sasha, I don't think so, not necessarily, but Julius could tap in. I mean, it took Pequod getting hurt, but when Julius is in that form, he's nigh unstoppable, I think, to most things. Maybe not high-powered wizards, kind of like Lasley, but anything else, and Tewaz is just a avoided up dude at the end of the day. I'm sure he's got a trick or two up his sleeve, and we won't underestimate him, but yeah.
Davy nods. Yes, quite. The moment you underestimate your enemy is the moment you die.
I see. I took him when we found stumbled upon the Majestic, but again, I caught him off guard. Julius was. She puts her hand up right in front of her face to face with him, and Icy contorts her neck awkwardly.
Davy chuckles. Yeah. I'm sure the two of you together will make it so he will never walk the planets again.
Nightfall, and he looked like, from what I've seen, Sasha showed me the classified material. In a lot of pain. Imagine if you shot him in the head or something. Pequod, yeah, if you could get through that wacko armor.
The armor, is it like the power armor cultist that we fought? Or a higher tech version of it?
I see, it's hard to say. I think it probably is the exact same thing, but a lighter model. Because he's faster, he can move faster. He doesn't seem to suffer the limitations of not being able to move quickly like those guys do. And his armor is not loud or anything like that, and it has stealth capabilities. Probably some type of covert variant? I don't know. I wish the heads of Max Tech were handled in a different way, honestly. We'd have more information.
Well, I wish we could have handled it a different way too, dear.
It was Malcolm's decision.
Yes, Malcolm's decision, who stayed with Ash on top of a tower for hours on end while we had to fend for ourselves in the city.
I see. Did he really silence Ash?
Yes, he casted silence. Or at least that's what Ash told me afterwards.
I see. Shakes her head. What a moron. Nightfall, did Ash shoot that guy in the head?
The leader of Max Tech, or one of the leaders, yeah, he did.
Nightfall nods her head. Pequod, remember when Ash went on that whole mantra, turns around, punches Nightfall in the leg armor about shooting Icy in the head? Sasha, and her face goes white.
He what?
Nightfall awkwardly shuffles in her seat. Sasha grabs Pequod, puts her arm around Pequod's mouth, who pulls it away, and then Sasha steps on Pequod's foot. Ow! What the hell's wrong with you?
He went on a mantra about what?
Icy is staring off, eyes almost rolled into the side, right side, daydreaming. She didn't even hear what Pequod was saying. Sasha, I think you misheard her, Davine. Isn't that right, Pequod? Pequod, no! How could you forget? It was like one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life, and I wasn't even the one being talked about being shot in the face. Icy, who's getting shot in the face? Snaps back.
Davine has put her palm up, resting her chin on it, and is smiling at Pequod while her breaths get a bit heavier. Please continue. Tell me more.
Sasha, no backing out now. Shuffling Leslie in her arm. Pequod, I don't really remember. I was being a bitch to Julius back then, I'm sure, because I was just... Oh no, that was when I was on my diet kit, I think. But either way, she slides the chair back away from Davy. He was trying to tell them that even though she's a powerful spellcaster, if they just keep shooting, one bullet in the head will take her down. I see. When was this? Just looks confused.
Davine's eye twitches a couple of times, and she stands up and brushes her pants off that are perfectly clean. Is that so?
Nightfall. It was early on into Ash being integrated into training us, Miss Davine. Looking at Davine. Wait, she has her rifle. She's cleaning out the muzzle brake with a toothbrush, and she stopped, just glaring at Davine in terror. And yeah, it was awkward. I see. Oh, I remember. I was trying to read Lorelai's mind at the time to see if she was daydreaming about naked Julius. And then I snapped back to reality, what we were doing, and everybody just seemed really either angry or awkward. Nightfall groans under her breath.
Davine takes a couple deep breaths.
Nightfall, we came out of the academy, Captain. I see. You could just call me Nicole. We came out of the academy together, Nicole, and Banksy's the youngest of our group. So when he came to us and said he had wanted to ask a girl out, we pushed him to do it. Pequod, that's sweet. And then the girl turned him down. I see. Oh. And then the next day the girl asked him out. So we were very happy. And then Sasha, that's why Nightfall pretty much just trains with me. Nightfall nods her head. Besides, Ash isn't a sniper, so with the exception of combat deployment training, scenario hostage rescue training, I should be training with Sasha, not Ash. Pequod, maybe I shouldn't have... Oh.
Davine puts her palm under her chin, cracks her neck one way, cracks it the other. I'm gonna go have a little chat with someone.
I see. This ice cream was good. Who are we talking to? She's trying to clean out her bowl.
I'm going to talk to Ash. Right quick.
Have fun licking the bowl.
Oh, I will, darling. I will, my darling Istrum. As she pats her cheek.
She smiles at Davine. Davine leaving the gym. Pequod, Sasha's face white. What do you mean, have fun? I see what? Just takes Davine's. Uh-oh. Looking back at the. Oh no. Down here. Towns closes the hood, walks away. Can we go upstairs? Zap comes out.
Julius gets out of the car. I mean, if everything's done and dusted with it.
I'd say so. Looks over at Ash. Towns looking over at Ash. Ash, do you want me to come down to Laz's with you, or you good with the girls and the Spartan?
I should be good with them. You can come if you'd like, but I'm not gonna force you to. I know it's not a comfortable position for anyone.
I just if you need some help, I can come. But if you want somebody there to stand in front of you when she starts throwing punches, though I think one punch from her would kill me. Town starts walking this.
Nah, I wouldn't ask you to do that, my friend, but thank you for the offer.
Zap, yeah, she does have some mean punches, doesn't she, Blaze? Blaze, yes, but the general will be there with Ash. Will be fine. Trust me. Ash is the least of the majors. Ex-major. I will never get used to saying that. Ex-majors worries.
Yeah, I am. Sadly.
Banksy looking back over his shoulder. Well, she never came down.
Oh, thank God.
It's very good. It means your surprise is intact.
Now
Yeah.
activating the stealth field generator.
Yep, just gotta wait for our test pilot, and he gently hits Blaze's shoulder, and then I think we're good to go.
I will take it for a test drive this weekend, sire. As everybody gets onto the elevator, trust me, I want to make sure it's safe for the Rainfall family.
Thank you, Blaze. Really.
And I've always wanted to drive a top-of-the-line Escalade. That's the true reason. As you guys come up here, Towns typing on his wrist computer, going to find Sasha, and goes into the gym. Zap, yeah, I'm going to get something to eat. Walking this way.
So what are your plans up until the big time comes, I suppose, Julius? For both of us.
Julius lets out a long whistle. I'm not really sure, actually, as he's interrupted by someone saying, Valorious.
Why is she saying my name like that?
Julius's eyes are wide. I don't know.
That's
As he starts to like push himself in front of Banksy and Memory Ann a bit further.
Hello, Davine. How are you doing?
Hello, Valorious. How's your day so far?
It's fine so far, though it's not going to be that way for much longer.
Ah, yes. Yes, I'm sure. Could you come here for 1 second?
Yes, of course. He'll walk up to her.
She puts a gentle hand on your shoulder. I was just informed of something that you had said, not to my daughter, but about her.
Okay.
You had said something about just needing a single bullet to go through to have someone even like her killed, correct? And don't speak. Nod or shake. Understood?
He'll nod his head.
Okay. Her grip on your shoulder starts to tighten further and further as she continues. Okay, here's the thing. One bullet would not be able to kill her, no matter what you think, no matter how good you place that bullet, no matter what. It would not touch her. Julius's Kyblas couldn't touch her even when he was at his most powerful. She held one in her hand. You remember this, correct? And remember, nod or shake.
He'll nod.
Good. And her grip tightens fully onto his shoulder. So, your bullets are sort of useless against her. Please remember that. And, again, please remember, your bullets are useless against someone even as measly as I. And if you ever threaten my daughter again, I will make what I did to Globnok look tame, quick, and painless compared to what I'll do to you. 'Cause out of the two of us, we both know who's truly capable of killing the other. Understood?
He'll look to the side before looking her in the eyes and nodding.
She lets go over your shoulder, pats it. Very good. And she does not turn her back and stares you in the eye as she leaves the armory.
Banksy shaking. Membrienne is shaking in Banksy's arms. Blaze face palming. Oh, puts a whole new shine on the whole living artillery insult, doesn't it?
Yeah, 'cause I'm a fucking idiot.
Please don't tell me Suletta knows of this. He speaks up.
She
Banksy,
She must know does.
she does.
Yeah, 'cause I'm an idiot.
Banksy, well, we're an idiot because she walked in on us talking confused about. Anyway, awkward, and he leaves with Maria. Come on.
Oh. Didn't think. I don't know what to say. He looks at Julius, starting to get red in his eyes. I didn't mean it like that. I would just.
Blaze still face palming. Go ahead. He's walking over here.
What do I do? What?
Sire, if I may, you take my advice with a grain of salt, of course. But one must think before they speak.
Yes, they should. Yes, they should.
So please, he's gesturing this way. Once something is said, it is like a bowl of hummus. You can add to that hummus as you make it, but you can never take away. Correct? Please think before speaking to the Major today.
Will do, Blaze.
Oh, if I was an organic being and had a heart, I think I may have died from a heart attack.
Yeah. Suppose
I will leave you to it. And he leaves in a rush, trying to get the hell out of Dodge and work on the gun.
Ash is going to turn to Julius, not able to look him in the eyes. I suppose that's how you feel having to deal with me.
No, it would be. It would be more helpful if you, Yeah, it would be more helpful if you thought before you spoke, especially with information that could help us defeat the cult.
I know. God.
Just...
That...
Just...
You're the one who's really cut out for leadership, I suppose. I can teach, but I don't know. It just comes so naturally to you. I let my nerves get the best of me, and I said something stupid because it was the first thing that came to my mind. You would have actually given a rousing speech.
Julius shrugs. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. Just, don't threaten to shoot your squad mates in the head.
Yeah.
Don't give away information. Don't do that again. Understood? And,
Yes, sir.
and just think before you speak. Please, 'cause I haven't seen her like that in, like, since before she was a rat. I haven't seen her like that angry. So please, think before you speak.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry that I had to, be an idiot and fuck up your day before it could even begin.
You didn't fuck it up, Ash. And sometimes we're all idiots, but we have to learn from our mistakes, and I'm sure this will make you learn from yours.
Yeah. Just, another person I care about and deeply respect who seems to suddenly hate my guts. Wonderful. Because of my
Oh,
stupidity.
if she hated your guts, she would have killed you. Okay? She doesn't hate you. If she hated you, she would have either killed you or left the squad entirely. So, I think it's the same kind of situation with Suletta and you. If you don't mind my saying, she works with you on a professional level, let's say.
Yeah. But doesn't want anything to do with me, really, otherwise.
Julius,
Blaze, still hearing this, is going to come back down. Go ahead, finish your thought as he comes back down.
he shrugs. Probably not.
Do
Gonna be
you
honest
know
with you.
anything of the plight that spellcasters go through growing up? You are a fake. He gestures with his hand. You can cast cantrips, but do you know what it's really like? What they go through?
Not completely,
No.
no.
You wouldn't. No, not completely, not at all. You presume to know something, I'm sure. But you don't know. Why don't you seek knowledge and then maybe. Oh, God! Shoot her in the head!
I know. I know. Sorry.
Before one comments on anything, they should seek knowledge. And that's why these problems happen. Making one. How often has he done this? He looks at Julie.
Uh, like 3 times so far in the time we were in Alpha 9, if I can remember correctly.
Thinking before one speaks is important, but try to put yourself in others' shoes before you take somebody's viewpoint on them and run with it. I believe that is where Suletta's anger towards you comes from. And I have to agree, it's justified.
It is. I, was ignorant on the matter. Still am. And listened to and took what Mum had to say at face value. Like an idiot.
I have completed some of the rifles for trade up in the main portion of the armory. Today we should look into, at some point when you're not too busy, acquiring modifications for plasma and laser weaponry, given what I've seen of the black suited devil individual. We should, gesturing back to the laser pistol, look to beef up these weapons as much as possible.
I would agree wholeheartedly. I had a couple ideas to look into. Uh, Possibly beam focusers slash splitters for the laser weaponry, and different possible capacitors for the plasma. Was my thought as of right now.
Good. He nods his head. Good. Perhaps it's just because you come from Gallia, where education and critical thinking were not applied or taught at a young age. But I will say this. Given your age, you should know better.
I should. You have yet to speak a line. You've always been smarter than I.
Well, I was locked away in a bunker and had nothing to do but accrue knowledge. It's not fair for me to say, but I do think I am correct. And please don't talk about shooting spellcasters in the head in front of Suletta.
I will not.
Good! I would hate to have to thaw you as he leaves again.
Yes. Thank you.
Julius looks at Ash and pats him on the shoulder. And, you know, don't learn from your mistake, but don't dwell on it. You know, that saying, and, you know, I happen to agree with it. You need to look forward, and, you know, that saying, Rangers always move forward. Yeah. And you're a Ranger now, so.
It's expected, right, sir? Captain.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is. So don't be down on yourself all the time, and I'm just gonna say it, don't wallow about yourself, okay? You made a mistake, live with it, and learn from it.
I suppose it was eventually gonna have to happen where you'd be the one giving me advice.
He shrugs. Had to happen eventually. And he'll start making his way to the gym.
Thank you.
You come into the gym, where's Ash at?
Probably up here. Gonna pat Blaze on the shoulder. Thank you as well.
You're welcome. Always here for advice if you need.
I'll probably be taking you up on that, especially after what I have to do today.
You'll have the help you need. Lorelei will be there. Suletta, both spellcasters, remember? Playing with the egg.
Yes, I do. Some things need to be atoned for, I suppose.
Blaze is gonna turn around in his chair. Suletta is a complex woman, if you will, sire. I believe she can overlook a lot. But given the relationship her and her sister have, I'd say she's done overlooking things.
Maybe. You're most likely right about that, too. I don't know. You're most likely right.
I can see where Julius gets his temper. He puts his finger up. Quite a useful tool, if you ask me.
If we can turn it towards enemies, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
Gonna make his way here, look into the kitchen, see Davine, and just knock here. May I come in?
Door opens for you. They're all just sitting around having a good time. You came in a couple minutes behind Julius. Julius, they're laughing about. You can come in. They're laughing about. I'll get it for you. They're all laughing about this. As Julius came in, he heard Pequod saying, "Yeah, my dad's remaking these games."
Oh, God. Kernel effect.
Hey, Pequod, looking up from her wrist computer, squeezes between towns, gives Julius a hug.
He hugs her and gives her a kiss on the head. Anyway, General Rico's remaking Kernel effect.
Sasha, apparently, as Saris is going to walk into the gym, grab Ash from behind, give him a hug from behind, looking. What is this? Saris gesturing, because now Icy has it up on her wrist computer and Banksy's on.
Kernel effect. Another hellscape that it was to make a game for Malcolm.
Pequod kissing Julius's chin. Yeah, Dad wants the trilogy remade. Apparently, you can only romance Denaria and a dog. As Banksy starts laughing.
Right.
Nightfall, dog?
My mother was she was turned into a dog because of a curse. And Malcolm, she refused to be put into the game, so Malcolm instead used her dog form.
I see.
And
Look, he's fat in the picture.
Yeah, this was during the time where he started to put on more weight, let's say. He was quite rotund and easy to hit.
Yeah, yeah.
Sasha,
But,
what's the game about?
well, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of a game series called Mass Effect?
Sasha, maybe?
They're very old RPGs made by, I believe it was a company called BioWare in the very, very early 21st century. They're about, well, an advanced galaxy-spanning group, not unlike EarthGov, and their struggle to survive against an all-conquering threat called the Reapers. Malcolm's is about a galaxy-spanning conglomerate of civilizations, not unlike EarthGov, and their struggle to survive against the gunslingers.
Sarah's big surprise. Fighting back laughed.
Yes. And the Mass Effect games, to my knowledge of researching them, were quite interesting. You played as I believe the character was named Commander Shepard. And this character could be male or female, romance multiple crew members. It was a very in-depth game where the character doesn't have a canonical gender. Malcolm's was significantly less interesting because you were locked into playing Commander Chance.
I see. Wait. Colonel Effect is the name of the game, but he's commander rank in the game?
Yes, one, I believe he gets promoted to commander very early in the first one, and two, in the original Mass Effect, there were these things called Mass Effect relays. They were used to, effectively, their transport between parts of the galaxy incredibly quickly, right? Instead of these very interesting and cool-looking machines, in his game, they were called Colonel Effect relays, and they were giant floating Colonel emblems in space.
Pequod, and so it's an RPG. I see that you can have sex with a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was the one who was unlucky enough to have to play test this game. And when I was trying to decide between a dog and Denaria, yes, that's a hard choice to make.
Pequod laughing. Everybody.
Malcolm actually came up to me and said, "Just go with the dog, Julius. It is much better. It is far better written. I myself go with the dog. Just don't bother with Denaria, please."
Pequod better written with something that can't speak English. And Sarah's, Pequod, do you think your dad could get me copies of those when they're in Pequod? Absolutely. I actually want to play this myself. Apparently, Ash was friendly fireable in this game, but none of the other friendlies were.
Yes, I'm the only one. Also, I only had 5 HP, so...
Pequod, yeah, they're gonna put in an achievement where if you can keep Ash alive to the end of the game, you get an achievement.
Oh, God. A question from the portion of making this I was on perspective. How is it being released? Digital discs, cards, how is it being released?
Pequod, collector's edition 3-disc box set, because they're gonna do the whole trilogy. Malcolm had plans for the whole trilogy. Or digital, your choice. Digital cheaper. The collector's edition comes with a statue of Malcolm that looks like that.
Oh, so it's not going to be a 500 cartridge set.
Sasha, like the other GPU intensive Malco game?
This one, again, yes, 500 cartridges to play this one. Basically, by the time you're done with the first cutscene, you go and you're about to fight your first enemy, you pull the trigger, you'll get a pop-up saying you have to switch to the next cartridge.
Oh, I see. Is it like that Final Fantasy game we remade where when you swing your sword you have to change the cartridge?
Yes. And, cartridges are a lot... he didn't use nice, like, drives, small chips. No, he used cartridges that look like they belong in the 20th century. So it's very space intensive, both on the cartridges and in real life.
Because they were cheap? Icy looking confused.
Because they were cheap, and I believe he was able to get them made for fractions of a credit per cartridge.
Pequod probably got him, putting her hand up Julius's shirt from Lord Namaste.
Yeah, most likely. Lord Namaste.
Sarah's,
Thinking-
yeah, it's nice to see the Lord around the apartment lately, as Icy grins at him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually haven't seen him that much. Have you seen him?
Icy, only certain individuals who are gullible enough to believe he's actually around see him. Like Scar. Don't tell Scar.
Has he been introduced to Tommy yet?
Icy, no, but very soon, as Sasha, look, she got Scar good the other day. Pulls up the wrist computer, then you see Icy walking up to Scar as Namaste. Scar turning around, shocked look on his face. You're supposed to be dead, motherfucker!
Oh.
And Namaste disappears into a cloud of smoke. Scar's got, like, short-term memory. He saw me polymorph right in front of General Rico.
He may have been paying attention to something else at that point.
Probably somebody's behind. Icy taps Banksy's shoulder.
Well, yeah, poor Scar, and, you know, maybe not Tommy. I don't want to give him another heart attack.
What about...
Icy, it was a mild heart attack. Come on.
Well, I mean, a heart attack is still a heart attack, I see.
True.
Maybe you can go after Brandon Law.
Icy, not a bad idea. I could challenge him to a kung fu duel.
Now that, I'll even teach you a real good punch that'll knock him out real quick.
Icy, anytime, anywhere, I'd like to train. In some hand-to-hand, since somebody wouldn't teach me.
Yeah, of course, I'll teach you anything you want to know.
Sarah's wrist computer, I'm sorry, Ash's wrist computer starts to go off like crazy.
He's gonna check it.
You check it, and General Spears auto answers. Cigar in his mouth and everything.
Add attention. Sir?
Where's the ranking officer in the room?
He's gonna turn to Icy and Julius. That would be them, sir?
Icy waves with her fingers. What does Julius do?
Julius salutes him.
Icy, looking up at Julius, then starts to salute, realizing Julius is General Spears. This is General Spears from Marine Command, in case you've forgotten. We're under catastrophic EBE attack down here.
What?
And General Lorelei, this guy in the office coming into frame behind General Spears. Lorelei's off the station for the next hour.
Well, shit, is it one of those space hunter things that we fought in the Headhunters?
That's some big, gigantic, red devil-looking creature. General Spears almost as ugly as that Arnaki motherfucker. Taking the cigar out of his mouth. The Archfiends are mobilizing to launch a counteroffensive against him. He's walking around asking for somebody named Chili. I see Krellin.
Yeah, I think that's just Krellin, sir.
I don't care what you're doing, on duty, off duty, Arcane Council Squad, get down here and take this attack on end against this thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He cuts off, and this guy, you see him raising his rifle. There he is! He's walking past the mechanical shop!
We could put a pin in this discussion. I get the feeling we should head down and stop them from getting into a fight with Krellin, because I think they're gonna lose.
Sasha's going to take Soul, Memrian, and Laz into the kitchen and, give them to Davine. And, okay, I think it's time we go. Ash is right. This way. She looks into the kitchen, Davine and Hunk. Everybody in the kitchen is just small talking. I think we could leave Davine and Hunk out of this one, Julie.
I have to agree.
Alright, let's go. You guys will take the elevator down, and here you are.
Alright. Do you want to split up and find him?
Sasha, good idea. What do you think? She looks down at Icy, and Icy, sure. Julius, Towns, you go, I guess, Gondar's side of the fleet. I'll go to the middle side of the ring. Oh, Pequot go with Julius, Ash, Saris, Ranger side? Then we just
Yes.
meet in the middle somewhere?
Yes, ma'am. Do a sweep, then meet in the bar.
Yeah, and we can see that bartender who got cracked over the head by Zanzibar. She starts walking this way with Biggs.
Poor thing.
Pequod, just follow the screams, I think, taking Julius's hand.
Yeah, seems like a good idea.
Alright, well, these four are going to go off this way. All the doors are locked to all these, and blacked out, tinted. Ash, you're going to Ranger?
Yeah, gonna start making his way through.
You notice this guy, rifle aimed up on alert. All the Rangers are inside. The guards, all guns drawn, hiding behind cover and stuff like that.
Oh, joy.
Saris, look at him. Points down to this guard down here. He's shaking.
He's gonna walk over. It's alright, man. It's nothing to worry about. We have it under control.
The general leaves the station at the worst damn time.
Believe me, even with her gone, there's no real danger here. Just gotta
We
find
aimed
her.
our rifle, pulled the trigger, and the gun stopped working.
Yeah? Well, you're gonna have to probably find out what he is, but we'll get him under control. It's alright, man.
Saris, how the hell did he get on the station?
I don't... He's a star child. He probably has some... so advanced that it may as well be magic equipment on him, right?
I guess. She shrugs, walking this way. Look, Ash, all the windows are blacked out. They're all in the... Everything's on lockdown. This hasn't happened since the coming of Arnaki.
Dear gods. We really do, make life hard on these poor people, don't we?
Saris, we're not responsible for this. This is all Krellin, if you ask me.
I'll take your word on that one. Where? Walk up to the guard. Do you know where the big demon alien is?
He's standing against the wall, rifle raised. Saw him go down towards Marine HQ. That was like 4 minutes ago.
Understood, thank you. Let's go and see if the general's okay.
Saris walks here. As over here, Sasha, Pequot, and Towns walking around. Sasha just stops here, sees all the windows blacked out. This guard kind of doing the same thing. Looks at him, shakes her head, turns to Julius. So, Pequod, you want to tell Julius why David's super pissed? And Pequod, I think I just might not talk around David ever again.
Oh god, why?
Pequod, I was the one who brought up the shooting in the head awkwardness. Come on, Julius. It was weird and uncomfortable.
I mean, yeah, but...
I didn't think she'd react that way.
Well, I probably should have told you not to bring it up. There was always a reason why I never said anything to her. Especially after her and Icy got real close.
Sasha's head darts towards Julius, or maybe it should have just never been said. By a ranking officer in EarthGov.
Well, that too.
How about that? She crosses her arms and walks this way. Towns, I missed that whole discussion. I think I muted my helmet during that. So...
Yeah, I'm starting to actually think I should wear a helmet, so I can have that chance.
Pequod, don't do that. You look so good with the mask on.
Oh, well then I'll have to wear the mask.
You guys see Icy and Banksy up here. She waves down towards you and then shrugs.
Julius shrugs back at her and gestures around.
Icy points this direction, and her and Banksy will start heading this a ways. As Sasha, let's go. Surely SIS can't be pissing in their pants, right?
I mean, yeah. OS probably informed Agent R and everyone on the ring not to be frightened or something like that.
You come up to the SIS door and it's tinted out. Sasha, hard to say whether it's you guys who have caused this tinting or crowd.
Yeah, that. Julius will look over into the alchemist shop.
Everything's tinted out.
My money's on Krellin.
Ash and Ceres coming this direction catch a sight of a familiar looking being here holding some type of syringe device, and he's just knocking on doors.
Oh, there's our friend. Uh. Hello, Krellin.
Ceres, he has the courtesy to knock on doors, but not. Anyway, she comes up. He's still knocking on the door. Ceres gets on the radio. We found him, Marine HQ. Julian,
Yeah,
come on over.
yes, yeah, sure.
They're gonna head this way. Sasha and Towns and the quad. I'll grab you all. And you guys come here as you're all right here. And Pequod's just pointing at him, laughing as he's knocking.
Krellin, hello?
His head turns around. He sees Ash, and you see his head recoil for a second.
Hope I don't look that bad.
Guard! Your word, guardsmanship. This guy, huh? He speaks? Comes up behind Ceres. Your word, apprehend. Annoying man. Ask for steel technology. Want to steel tech to look young, I think. This guard, huh? Looking, standing right behind Ash.
No.
Arrest. Mechanical device. Handcuffs. Place on. Ceres starts laughing. Very presumptuous. Point. See? Pointing at Ash. Pequod, oh my god.
I am presumptuous. It is a negative trait. Apologies.
He
if I
starts walking
overstep.
back this way. Keep away. Steel device. He's holding something. Pequod, go ahead. Ash and the captain should handle this. Hides behind Tal.
Julius walks up to Krellin. Krellin, sir?
He whips around. Familiar figure.
Yes, I'm the one who did the peanut butter jelly time dance.
Pleasure, see you. Salutations and your words, greetings. Puts his hand up.
He puts his hand out and shakes it. Greetings and salutations to you too, Krellin.
Turns around, points at Ash. Will want technology?
No, he's okay.
Come, talk. Gestures to Ash, but no ass.
Walks up. I apologize for being presumptuous beforehand, Krellin. I do have a question. Not for that, but why are you here?
Have news.
News? Were you able to find the cult?
You see him just tilt his head slightly. What cult?
The one we asked you for help finding. The ones with void energy.
Can I ask this?
When we were on your ship last?
Oh, long ago. Months in your term.
Yes, months ago when we were on your ship last.
No, not gotten around to look for creatures. Been very busy.
Oh, okay. Well, what's your news?
Pequod, what have you been doing? Eating seaweed chips for the last 8.5, 9 months? Krellin, no. Look for this. That he holds up this syringe. Found on ship. Pequod, for 8 months, this is what you've been doing.
Okay, what is it?
He looks over at Pequod. Much bigger ship than you think.
I'm sure we only saw a small part of it. What exactly does the device you're holding do?
Where's Short One? He puts his hand down to the ground almost.
Oh, let me call her up. It'll radio IC. We found him. He's in Marine HQ.
On our way. Does he have any news on the cult?
No, but he found a device that he'd been looking for the entire time.
Alright, we're en route.
Copy. She should be on her way soon, Krellin.
They're making their way down, Krellin holding the device in his hands. Very rare. Last of kind.
Oh?
Oh?
Why
May
doors locked? He starts knocking on this.
let's just say there was an unexpected guest on the station, and people went on high alert.
Nice station. Similar to City of Meridian.
Is it? That's
Uh,
interesting.
Very interesting.
He notices Banksy and Icy turns around. Short one, found. He presents her with this weird looking syringe and she takes it. What's it do? Waving it in the air. No! Very careful, last of kind. She, alright, and hands it back to him. He takes it. Very important. Cure vampirism. See? Watch. You vampire. Yeah? And starts aiming the syringe at you.
No, I'm not a vampire. Not a
No
vampire.
afraid, no needle, no pain. Walking towards Julie.
Krellin,
Wait.
Krellin, I'm not a vampire.
Red hair.
Krellin, that you said that cures vampirism?
Yes.
That's not. Julius is not a vampire.
Vampire? Points to Towns. Towns.
No,
No.
very much not a vampire.
Pequod. The vampire is there. Turns around, looks at Sarah. Right. Your word, remember. You're with presumptuous one. Saris, yes. Nods her head.
Yes.
Life mate. Reproductive organs. Useless.
That's what we were told, yes?
This fixed. Found. In cargo bay. Last one.
Fix. You mean. She'll be human?
Wear nice woman. Spiky hair. Pixie cut, your word. Elf?
Oh, Davine is her name.
Gas
She's,
mask man?
both of them are up at the apartment that we live in on the station.
She very nice. Nods his head. Give this to her. I see. I think I could take it, Krellin. Fine, you have. Gives it to Icy. Sasha, trust me, you don't want Davine in possession of that. She might shove it down Ash's throat.
Julius has to hide a snicker.
Krellin, shove down throat. Not edible, see? He pokes it with one of his claws.
Right. We'll have to inform her about that, Krellin.
Not ingestion. Point, stick in skin. Done.
Of course. So, is that all? You found that? That's wonderful. Is there anything else that you need from us?
Have searched. Long time. No seaweed chips. Pequod, we have hundreds of bags still at the apartment. I always buy in bulk when it comes to food. Krellin, do tell. Pequod, why don't you, she looks around, come up to the apartment with us? And off the station before my dad comes busting through. How did you even get on the station? She looks really confused. Krellin, poor defenses. Slip space. Right into docking bay. Introduce two guards. Your word. Greetings. Salutation. Run away.
Makes sense.
He turns to Julius. Can arrest? Points.
No, we won't arrest him right now. He hasn't really done any crimes right now. Would you like to come back up to our apartment with us so we can talk in a more comfortable area?
He backs up one step away from Ash. Tried to get me to give technology?
No, of course not. We just want to
give.
talk.
He gestures. Good faith. And one more thing to give. None to you. Points to Ash.
Very well.
Against ideals and responsibilities. Force and you will be killed.
Okay. Apologies. For before then, I will not intrude and try to pressure you again. Apologies.
I see here, Ash, and hands Ash the device. I don't want to hold it. It's... yeah.
He's just looking at it and looks at Saris. Would you look at that? It's well, I suppose it would be up to you to decide what we do with this, right, love?
He's gonna look at it. Why am I inclined to believe him as he's walking over here? Not, strange. Look different. Looking at Pequod.
Julius tilts his head.
Not fat?
She was pregnant during
Healthy
time of-
babies?
Yes, two healthy babies.
Symbiosis, your turn.
Twins, yes, symbiosis.
Towns, I kind of miss this guy. This Krellin. Good to see you. And greetings. Salutations from beyond. Shakes Towns' hand. Galleons.
Correct. Me, Ash, Towns, and Davine are all galleons.
Well,
Of Kamul?
Kamul is dead. Davine finished him.
Davine puts his finger up.
Davine the elf, yes.
He looks shocked. When?
About a month ago, there was a siege on this fortress, this outpost, and Kamul and his cataphractians were there, and Davine challenged him to a duel.
Should have taken sword.
She did.
Good! He puts his finger up. I see, every time I tried to talk to you, you told me you were busy. Krellin was, by definition, busy. Looking, searching, knew one was around. When die, points to Ceres, back to Void. Ceres, oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
But with this, no more Void.
No more void.
Towns looking up at Ceres, sounds like an easy answer to me. Ceres, does anybody know when Lorelai's gonna be back?
Not a clue. Maybe you can ask her guards.
Didn't he? Weren't we told she's off station for a couple hours?
Sasha banging on the door. Her guard comes out, aiming the rifle at Krellin. Krellin, strange people. Greet with gun.
New person they weren't expecting to see.
What?
Krellin.
Why are you talking to this thing? He comes behind you.
But he's not dangerous. He's someone we went to talk to at one point, a new EB. He leans in and whispers, "He's the Star Child."
Lowering his rifle. Right. Oh boy. Sasha, when's Lorelai coming back? He types on his wrist computer. We have to meet her down at the docking bay in like 30 minutes, so she'll be back pretty soon, 45 at the latest. She hasn't had a meeting on Earth. Man, that thing is freaky looking. Krellin notices him. Who he? Points up.
This is one of the generals on the stations. This is her guard, or one of her guards.
He's going to, with his big cloven hoof foot, come up. Greetings, salutations, shaking his hand. Greetings. Do favor? Anything for a Star Child. Arrest. Points to... He looks up at Ash. What?
I don't know.
I can't arrest him. I'm not military police. I could shoot him if he gets out of line. What line? Make him get out. Redhead, do. Points to Julius. This guy, what is his problem with that?
Ash asked for Star Child technology, somewhat insisted on it, and that goes against all of Star Child beliefs.
It's crime. I hear you. Points to Julius.
Yes, I remember. You can read our minds, correct?
Have prison facility. Automated. Spend rest of time there. Not go hungry.
I think for now we're gonna let him go with a warning. Is that okay?
Your word, probation.
Yes, probation. We're all gonna keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't do it again.
We're powerful. What name? I see. You mean Lorelai, the lady we talked about? Yes. Can sense somewhere close. This guy, General Lorelai's down planet side. She'll be back. Need to talk. Will she arrest? Points to Ash again! I see. I don't think so, Krellin. Sorry. Just stares around.
I think for right now, the best we can do, since he hasn't committed any crimes against EarthGov, is put him on a probation.
Where apartment?
We have to take an elevator up there. It's on a higher floor or ring.
Your word, living space.
Correct. Very good.
Lead way, but seaweed chips. Pequod, hundreds of bags, Krellin. Hundreds. Good, lead way. Take hand. And he puts his hand out to Julius.
Julius will take his hand. Yep, follow me.
Julius and Pequod will start leading Krellin up to the elevator, disappearing upstairs as everybody else just. Right. Sasha crosses her arms. This guard, I'm gonna go lift the lockdown on. Man, it's a good thing Rico's off station too, otherwise, as he runs this direction.
Yes, of course. Secure.
So, Darius, I'm inclined to believe him, like Tommy. Didn't Tommy say something like, soon the solution will present itself?
He did, didn't he? I don't see why he would have a reason to lie to us.
I see Tommy only lies if it's about playing sports, basically.
That's true. I just didn't really think it was possible.
Sarah's, I mean, I could stick myself with it now, but I'd like to at least talk to Lorelei first.
Yes, of course,
It's kind of him to bring it all the way here. I would have rather him look for the cult, though. Icy starts laughing.
Yeah. But
9.5 months, Sarah's gesturing with the syringe. Icy, big ship.
a very big ship. Ash getting a bit of a smile across his face, and I suppose this is a gift that I can never really repay him for. Neither of us can, really.
Saris, we can repay him by not being pushy when asking for technology and getting angry when he says no.
Yes, we can.
Because I think he wants to arrest you. Well, I know he wants to arrest you.
Yeah.
I see, let's go. Come on, I can't wait for the rest of the apartment people to meet him.
Yes, neither can I.
As you guys make your way to the elevator, you ride the next one up, so you're just behind Julius and Pequod. They're on an elevator. You guys are here. Nightfall is not there. You guys are here, walking this a ways, and Krellin, Pequod, and Julius are walking to the kitchen. Pequod, all right, Julius, he seems to like Davine. Krellin, elf.
Yes, the elf.
Take to see. Nice woman. Consider it. Not ask for technology.
Of course, she's just in here, and he'll gesture through the door into the kitchen.
He's going to look kitchen? Before he goes in, he's confused as to what a kitchen is.
A kitchen where we prepare meals that we then consume and eat as a family.
Have holding cells?
No holding
Pequod,
cells.
you
in
are
there.
big on this arresting of Ash thing, aren't you? Krellin, big crime.
Well, I'm very sorry about that, Krellin. There are no holding cells in there, but there are seaweed chips.
Nightfall coming out of the door. Hey, Captain! Jesus! Closes the door! Blaze, coming out holding some weapon cleaning tools, drops them on the ground, just staring at Krellin. Poor reaction.
Julius turns around to Blaze. Hi, Uncle. This is Krellin, a star child that we talked to one time.
Au revoir, your word, comes up and shakes his hand. Blaze, au revoir means goodbye. Pequod fighting back laughter behind you.
Give him some time. He still has some difficulty with our language.
German language. Blaze, it's friend. Is this a joke? Looking over him at Julius. This is Nicole. Come on, it has to be Sire. He pokes Krellin in the chest. Where has she learned this one? Some anime book or manga book?
But
Krellin,
Bla-
manga?
Blaze, it's a Star Child. Just you gotta. It's not Icy.
Icy. Back there. He steps out of the way. Blaze sees Icy and Bakesy's arms and everybody else. Suletta? Krellin, Suletta. Looks confused.
Another powerful wizard.
Blaze, Suletta, enough of this charade. I expect better out of you, Missy. And Krellin, yes, Suletta. Blaze, just come out of the polymorph form. Am Suletta puts his hand to his chin.
No, Krellin, you're not Suletta. You're Krellin.
He turns and looks at you. Suletta, translation of Krellin to your language?
No. Blaze believes that Suletta, a good friend of his, has polymorphed herself to look like you to possibly freak him out.
Krellin looks at Julius confused as Nightfall comes out aiming her sniper. Krellin!
Nightfall, stand down.
Archaic weapon. He looks at the weapon. Nightfall starts backing away slowly into Saris, who grabs her shoulders. It's okay, he's on our side. Just don't ask him for tech. Blaze. Police officer? Points to Blaze. No. What is wrong with him?
He wants to arrest Ash.
For what purpose?
Ash asked for Star Child technology, insisted on it, and that's a big crime. It goes against all of Star Child beliefs.
Star Children who denotated your word, Pequod donated, denotated. Technology to lesser races, lesser beings, executed, on site. Arrest, points back to Ash, not girl, pointing to Ash or Saris, Icy, Nightfall, him, with syringe device. He have tech! He looks over at Ash! Saris, I'll take that back, Ash, thing.
He was just holding it for a second for Icy and Saris.
Blaze looking over at Ash, looks back at Krellin. Is this another think before he speaks incident?
Julius just nods.
Right, well, here, I'd like to introduce you, Krellin, to, nobody's in the kitchen. Get out of the way, Julius.
Yep.
He's gonna lead Krellin into the kitchen, who immediately sees Davine. Birthed children.
Krellin, hi. It's wonderful to see you. And no, these are Julius and Pequod's children. She stands up.
Zap, his spoon in his hand is shaking. He was eating some chili Hunk has made. Dozer and Cluster are staring. They have their masks on, but blankly at Krellin. Out here, they notice Krellin. They're just all in shock, mouths agape, those who don't have helmets on. Hunk turns around. Hey, there he is! Krellin, greetings and au revoir, and comes up and gives little Lazuli a hug.
Davine lets him. Greetings, and au revoir means. I believe that means goodbye, Krellin. So it would be greetings and bonjour.
Guten Tag. Pat Soul on the head.
Davine looks over at Blaze.
Blaze, apparently he's a friend of yours, Davine. Hunk, that's right. Slides him a bowl of chili. He watches it slide down. Need help. Arrest. Name? Blaze. Ash. Arrest Ash.
Oh. Why would I need to arrest Ash?
Ask for technology.
Right.
Sorry, what the fuck? Just looking at Krellin as out here. I see. We should probably all go in the kitchen.
Maybe You guys can go on ahead, I suppose. I'll let Davine have his space at the moment.
I think you need to be around Krellin so he can see you're not just after him for the tech, but it is up to you. As Saris is gonna go in.
Whatever you think is best. He'll follow behind and just take a seat off to the side from Davine.
Pequod's gonna come in. Pat for Julius to sit on her lap. Or so she can sit on Julius's lap.
He'll sit down.
Out on Julius's lap. Everybody just staring at Krellin. Krellin, what the fuck? Looking back at Scar.
Don't know if that's a greeting, Krellin.
He turns around, looks at Ash, then looks at Davine. Here, big news. Kill Kamul.
Yes, yes, I did, and thank you for your information. It was greatly appreciated, and it helped us so much. Thank you.
Good news. Found device. Cure vampirism. Was supposed to look for your word, cult. Never got around.
Oh. Well, she looks down at her feet and then back up at Krellin. That's okay. I'm glad you found that device, though. I'm sure it would be very useful for certain people in the squad.
Still have City's wrist computer. Points to Down. Down, that's like being back with Dale. Great.
Yes, it is. Well, look on the right side. He's not going to call you village like Dale or Malcolm would have.
Towns nods his head. Krellin has made modification. Points down to his wrist computer. Can track Void with this.
Oh. How, if I may ask, how far can it track?
Your word, short-ranged, for now. We'll make better long-range tracker soon. But give only to trusted friend. Not points back at Ash. He sell. Your
No.
word, arms trader, lord of war.
No, I really wouldn't.
He turns, looks at Ash, and then looks at Davine. Where's seaweed chips?
Davine looks back at Julius, and Julius points to one of the cupboards. There's a big old box in there with hundreds of bags.
Scar gets up, gets the couple bags out. You ate seaweed chips? Krellin, delicacy. Scar, not here, my friend, and slides a bag to him. And he opens it and sits down and starts munching on them. I see, this is great.
It is. It is. Krellin.
He turns, chewing on the chips with his little slit of a mouth.
If I may, thank you for bringing this to us. Looks at the syringe.
Thank after arrested.
I apologize for asking about technology. I was ignorant of your societal rules and acted foolishly. Apologies.
Blaze, well, there's no basis of research on Star Children laws.
Yes. I acted in desperation, wanting to help keep moves its hand around the room, my family safe from what we're fighting, and I did not stop to think about your laws, and for that I am, again, deeply sorry.
He keeps eating the chip. I hear.
This, again points to the syringe, this is something that I cannot thank you enough for bringing to us, though.
Sasha, if you were doing anything else for the past 9 months, I guess this is a lot better. Yeah. Than finding the call. Yes, call. Tewaz?
Yes.
Yes.
Tewas, he's, like the second in command, just behind the thing behind the black hole.
He looks around. Should move station to another universe. Escape creature. 4 times. Can this station float? I see it is floating. Krellin, move great distances. Icy, no, it can't. At least not quickly. Shame, keeps eating.
Should be fine. We'll stop it from happening.
Davy nods and looks over at Krillin. Remember what I told you? Just have to have hope.
And Chips, holding up the bag.
Chips help.
Search and search and search for years. Many arcane children round. Net nods his head down to the Julius's kids and Memory Ann. Strong present.
As we've been told, you're able to sense these strong presences also.
He nods his head.
That's wonderful. Devian leans forward. Have you been doing okay? I know you were saying something about being lonely. Are you okay now?
He nods his head. Fun place. Looks around. Walk around everywhere. Guns pointed at me. Much action. In recent times, go around to other, your word, facilities. Make sure on lockdown. So, points back to Ash. Can't steal from. If find location, will kill.
Very well. I have no intention of doing so, though.
Yeah, thank you, Krellin. That is greatly appreciated, as most everything you do for us.
He's just munching away on seaweed chips with the Spartan staring at him.
Davian just blinks a couple times, looks over at Hunk.
Hunk, eat the chili. He slid a bowl down. Krellin, what chili?
A very nice meal where we come from. Meat, tomatoes, sauce, beans, depending on where you're from, it's good. Try it.
He looks down at the bowl, puts his clawed fingertip in, and starts trying to feed himself unsuccessfully.
You could try to use one of the seaweed chips to eat it. Like, scoop it up and then eat it.
Dip! He puts the chip in, crunches. Very good. Hearty food.
Yes, it is. It's very good. Nice when it's cold out, especially.
Over past 400 million years. Mostly eat toothpaste.
Oh, that sounds less than pleasant.
Your word, MRE, military reserve.
That sounds even less than pleasant than I thought.
Well, for as long as you plan on staying here, me, Hunk, and whoever here wants to cook for you, will make you some of the things that we're good at cooking.
Many children.
Yeah, there are a lot of children around this apartment. We have me and hers, and he gestures over to Pequod, our 3 kids, Memory Ann. There are many children around. Zap's 2 grandchildren.
Jennifer coming in, setting Carter down in a high chair. Krellin looking down at him. Another.
Yes, he's our 3rd child.
Much sex go on here.
Davine snickers as Julius nods. Yes, there is much sex that goes on here.
Orgy. No, there's no
No.
orgies going on here, trust me. Archaic beings at times. In your past, orgies. Very popular. Watch some.
Well, there has been no orgies here to speak of.
Many
Though-
that take place on Gallia.
Is that so?
He nods his head. Asinine centaurs. Very fond. Interbreeding.
That sounds about right, doesn't it?
I see. That would explain. You guys said they were like hicks, basically. Krellin, what hick? Looking at Ice.
It's a derogatory term for someone who lives down south, who is less
South?
than intelligent. South, a part of the North American continent where people are very polite, very nice, but somewhat, most of the time, not always, a little less intelligent.
Krellin reaches for the device, takes it. This cure vampirism. Vampire points down to the babe.
Davian holds Leslie a bit closer. No, no, she's not a vampire.
Use. Who vampire again? Looking around the room, confused.
Saris, my wife, is a vampire, Krellin. She'd like to use it, but she'd like to talk to General Lorelei before doing so.
He hands it back to Sasha, who hands it to Saris. Who Lorelei?
Our general, our leader. A very powerful and intelligent woman. She is going to want to meet you.
Hunk, so it took you a long time to find that, and we all greatly appreciate it. Krellin, here, have another bag of chips. As Jennifer tosses him one, he tosses it to Krellin, who effortlessly catches it. No problem.
Davian nods. And the wrist computer, very useful. There is a way to make it a longer range, though, as you've said.
In due time, trade secrets. Only tell. Looks back at Ash, trustworthy.
Ah, yes, of course. Very understandable. And she nods her head at him.
Should lock in bedroom. Points back to Ash.
Oh, I'm used to that. That's fine. If it makes him feel better.
Krellin, in spare time, wrist computer. Very nice device. Your signal's strong. Span universes. Been watching. Hear of new threat. Arnaki. Icy starts laughing.
Luckily for you, the great General Rico already took care of that threat.
My dad, who you'll meet, Pequod speaking up, sitting on Julius's lap. Why sit like that? He looks over at Pequod and Julius.
It's a form of affection between the two of us. She enjoys sitting on my lap, and I enjoy holding her.
Strange. Looking over at you guys. Pequod, my butt's on his groin. Think about it. Krellin, makes sense.
That is also the biggest reason why.
Hunk starts chuckling to himself. Been watching many things. New favorite, your word, film.
Oh, gods.
Movie
Oh,
star. Banksy, yep. Icy and I went to see that one the other day. Malcolm gets high throughout the entire... Oh, forget it. He starts laughing. Blaze, I'll have to watch that one. I was a fan of the original myself. Scar, God.
Julius Hawk.
The amount of times I heard my deadbeat while filming that movie.
Pequod, wait a minute. Rewind. Malcolm got high?
Yeah, during the filming of the movie, he plays this narcotics officer, and I'm like his trainee. The original movie's name is Training Day. The main character's training with Malcolm's character. And in that scene that we were doing, Malcolm and I, he said something along the lines of, "A good narcotics officer must know all of the effects of every drug on the street." And then he hooked a pipe, packed in a bowl, and smoked it. Multiple times.
Funny scene. Crash car multiple times. Your word, reckless endangerment.
Yes. Yes. Then he attempted to drive. He got out, threw up, and told me to drive instead.
Best scene of movie, ending. Gets shot hundreds of times.
Yes, if only they were real bullets.
Yeah. I mean, Ash certainly shot him like they were real bullets, though.
Makes strange noises when shot. Like so.
Yes. Yes.
Have clipped. He puts his finger.
Well, thank you for clipping them, because it's always fun to hear Malcolm in pain.
Your culture, your word, fascinating.
I'd like to say so.
It is very fascinating. It's also one of the few times where I got to fight Malcolm.
Illicit substances. What narcotics officer?
A narcotics officer is an officer who specializes in finding drug dealers, putting them to justice.
He nods his head. Illegal arms trade. Who speak to for that? Hunk, you're not gonna get Ash arrested, buddy. Trust me. Krellin, we see about that.
We certainly will.
I'm sure he won't be arrested for anything. Again, probationary period.
Your word, house arrest.
No, he still has his own duties to attend to as the lieutenant on our squad. He is the armory master.
Station arrest?
Mm,
They may need me for combat missions.
Krellin points over his shoulder. Copulation partner to Banksy and then to Ice. Icy, yeah, he's my boyfriend. Cool. That's your word.
Yes, it is. Our word.
Davine chuckles. Yes, they're very good for each other.
Have seen all over your news. Bald man, beat up. Blaze, yes, it's quite the talking point around the apartment in recent days.
It's the mysterious and unknown attack on Commander Jiren, yes.
Was him, points to Julius. Easy to tell.
Yeah, it was me. With the help of Icy, Hunk, and Pequod, we kicked Jiren's ass respectfully.
Sasha is gonna clear her throat and play the footage of Julius mock kicking Tewaz in the head. Krellin watching, very confused. She just keeps replaying it.
That's Haywaz, the second in command of the cult.
Can't tell.
And that's me unlocking the Mushin form.
What happened? Because the camera pans down and he sees Ash lying on the ground.
Tay was, picked me apart and nearly killed me.
Krellin, dangerous man.
You don't even know the half of it. He's a monster, alright.
Krellin looks back at Ash. I'd say no half of it. Lived through cataclysmic war.
Fair enough. Apologies.
Blaze clears his throat and starts shaking his head.
Davine looks over at Krellin. We have more healthy snacks if you would like to try any more of them.
Krellin tapping his chin with his clawed response. Child, think, play. He's typing on his wrist computer. Snacks, happy.
Woo! Yes!
Appropriate? He puts his finger.
I believe so. We'll get you some more healthier snacks. I'll even make you a protein shake if you would like that.
He nods his head. Hunka, yeah, Scar, make some room here. Get out of here. He kind of pats Rocco on the bum, and Rocco leaves so Davine can get up here.
Davine will hand Lasley and Soul to Julius and Pequod and start making him a protein shake.
Krellin turns, looking at Ash. No weapons effective?
Well, I can show you, but none of the ones I brought. He ate shredder rounds. He took a picture-perfect shot to the head from our Mauler. I didn't get a chance to use the bullets you gave me on him, but I don't know if they would have even been effective. Nothing I did scratched him.
Monster is correct word. He nods his head at Ash. Only man can kill monsters.
Suppose that's right. Well, we know one man who can kill that monster, and he's gonna motion towards Julius.
He looks over at Julius. Good kick. Sportsmanship.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I honestly wasn't very much thinking about sportsmanship in that moment. But thank you.
I see the dragon's dead. Krellin dead?
Dead. We,
Last friend dead.
yes. We found him. That's where we were when we were ambushed by him.
Pequod, we have his eggs. Eggs alive.
Yes?
Yes, the dragon used their life essence to make sure that the eggs could live on.
Krellin nod. Interesting.
And, yes. Icy, didn't you say we may be able to help them hatch?
I see. Yeah, I mean, a week's passed. We've all had more time with it, and it's actually Suletta who. The eggs will need a little more nudging along, but we'll be able to. Yeah, we'll be able to hatch them, and they're all gonna imprint on me. Pequod starts laughing. Mama dragon.
Icy Rainfall, Mother of Dragons. Has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
I see. Yep. Can't wait to wrangle a couple hundred dragons.
You'll do fine. You're already a good leader.
Krellin, very good. Looking around the room. Protein smoothie?
Davine thinks about it for a second. Somewhat, as she finishes. She stirs it up a bit more and sets it down in front of him. You drink it before you work out. You ingest protein so that you can work it off and build muscle.
Hunk's gonna come up and put a straw in the glass for Krellin, who takes it and starts drinking. Delicious.
Yes, I knew you would like it. Unflavored protein.
Hunk's gonna put his arm around Davine and pull Davine into his lap. Krellin watching very confused. Everyone sit like this?
No, just mainly people who are together, or pretty much just like the Rainfalls, or I guess, yeah, just the Rainfalls.
I see.
Yes. And Davy nods. It is quite actually comfortable when I sit like this.
Rainfall. Title?
A surname. A family name, a surname, something like that.
He looks around the room. All rainfalls.
No.
Sasha, no. We're not all rainfalls. Jennifer, no, not all of us are cool enough to be rainfalls. Mr. Alien. Krellin, cool.
Davine looks down at her lap when Jennifer says that.
It's a last name, like mine's Chirac. Ash is Valorious. I see.
And it's their last name. A good last name.
As Ash says that, you hear the sound of Suletta's boots clicking on the ground. Asherion, I have need of you. And she just appears at the door, seeing him, and he turns and looks at her. Greetings and au revoir. She's just blinking at him.
Auntie Suletta, this is Krellin. Star Child, Krellin, this is our Auntie Suletta.
Eyes wide, just staring at him. Beautiful.
Yes, she is beautiful, isn't she? It would help if she closed her mouth and responded to him. Letty?
She's just staring at him blankly. Sasha, Spartans, why don't you go hang out with whoever's out in the lobby? The other Spartans. And yeah. Never thought we'd see a star child. Suletta comes in the room and sits down right next to him, staring him down.
This is Krellin. And Krellin, this is Suletta.
Guten Tag puts his clawed hand out and she shakes.
Letty? And she sort of
Right.
snaps.
Right. It's a pleasure to meet you. I never thought I'd meet a star child. Never thought I'd meet a rainfall. She what? Just looking at
He's a little confused about the whole last name thing, but he's got the spirit.
ranking officer? He gestures towards Suletta. Yes, I'm a colonel. Good. Very good. Arrest. Points back to he is very confused, isn't he? Looking at Davy.
He's very confused, yes.
So what is he doing? What are you doing here, Krellin? She says through her teeth. This would explain the lockdown on Ring 8.
He came with a gift he found on his ship, Auntie. He's gonna point to it. A cure for vampirism.
Oh, one of a kind. Last one. Not many produced. Not enough time. Not enough resources. That is shocking. She's just looking at him.
A very, very shocking and well-beloved gift, I'd say.
Suletta, and you're sure this works? Krellin, absolutely. Saw it work in Path. Work, your word, like wind chime. I see, like charm. Krellin.
Davine chuckles. Well, I believe him. I'm sure it'll work.
Last of kind. Use wisely.
And I'm sure we will, Krellin.
Vampire?
Yes.
Turns and points at Sash.
No, not a vampire.
Saris, I am the vampire. Krellin, I see. And just goes back to eating. Preoccupied. Food.
Good food, yes?
Very good.
Davine nods and whispers over to Hunk. Well, he likes more than just healthy food snacks, I guess.
Hunk, he's in the right place. We have way too many good cooks in this apartment between Julius, you, Saris. Sasha even knows some frontier cooking. Zap's not bad. I think he'll like it. Oh my god, is he gonna stay here?
Oh, I'm sure Icy would love for him to stay here with us.
Icy can't hear what they're saying, but says to Krellin, General Lorelei will be here soon. Lorelei.
Yes, General Lorelei. She's our ranking officer and leader.
Need
Krellin.
to talk. Pressing business.
Yes, I suppose you were gonna ask her to arrest me.
Sasha starts laughing. Is that what you were doing down there? Asking people to arrest Ad? Krellin, no. Looking for you. Or her, to be more specific. Point size. Friends?
Vampire
Yes.
Friends,
Friend.
yes?
He nods his head. Another bowl. As Suletta, another bowl of, yes, I'll get it for you. She starts getting him a bowl of chili. Zap. I like this guy. He looks like SWTOR material to me. SWTOR?
It's a video game played by Zap and Blaze and a lot of the armory folk around the apartment. It's quite fun, the combat is, at least.
We're gonna be on the raid team, Krellin. We're gonna get you on the team, Krellin. We need one more DPS, baby girl and chili play. Baby girl?
A nickname for me.
I see. Baby girl. He looks at Davy.
Davy nods. Yes, baby girl.
Yeah, I call her Mamacita. Mamacita.
Yes, that's right, and I call him... You know, I really don't want... Never mind.
What do you call him?
Davine... Let's not go back now. I call him... Daddy.
I see. Starts laughing. Pequod starts laughing. Hey, that's what I call Julius too.
Oh, God. Julius nods. You got that right.